Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Wednesday, September the 13th, race number 5 at Woodbine. Let's take a look at this field. We're going to go 1 mile and a 16th on the Tapeta surface. It's an optional claiming event for fillies and mares, and you can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Let's take the field in post position order, Matt, beginning down towards the inside. The number 1, Image of Lucy, 20-1, Patrick Husbands aboard. Came from way out of it to win last time out, but A, in slow time, and B, against weaker horses.
Yeah, both of those things. It's going to be very, very difficult for this horse to replicate that effort, simply because, like you said, I'm not convinced, one, about the pace. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm also not convinced that this class hike is going to be to this one's liking.
Can you make a case for the number 2, Bilky Blues? He's only 2 for 32 lifetime. He has 10 seconds. He has not won a race since 2014. But his last race, I think, is a throwout simply because he was on the lead against the boys. And 2 starts back against Similar, she was right there at a big price.
Yeah, I mean, she's not completely out of it. I think she's an interesting one if you're playing a contest and you need some sort of a bomber or a decent enough price to get you out. I think she's going to work out a decent trip in here, considering you've got a couple of horses that are going to go to the lead. She can sit just off. It's hard that 15 times run second or third from 32 lifetime starts.
Maybe she's the kind of horse to round out your Triactor
100%.
or Superfecta, because she has some ability. She just doesn't get over the hump very often. The 3, New Sensation at 5-2, you could argue is the one to beat, certainly from a speed figure standpoint. She is in very good form. Second against the boys 2 starts back, and that was the favorite, Conquest Calvary, that beat her. Last time out, she finished 3rd behind 2 favorites. I thought she ran okay, maybe in behind a tiring pace setter at the quarter pole. Wasn't going to win with a clean trip, but her usual race puts her right there.
Yeah, she's going to be right there. She, I think, is the most likely winner of the race. Now, having said that, I don't necessarily trust her a ton, because you see, again, she's another one that you got a lot of nibblers in this field. You don't have a lot of horses that love to win. I think the most fascinating thing, and it's nothing more than just a fun fact, she's never been double digits in her career. She's always in that 2-1 to 3.5 to 1 range. She's never been the favorite. She's going to be the favorite Wednesday night.
She's going to be the favorite. She's going to be within the 2 to 3 to 1 range. Good tactical speed. The horse to beat, as you mentioned, whether you completely trust her, because there are a lot of seconds on her record, is another story. The number 4, Dawn Mino, successfully stretched out last time out in gate-to-wire fashion. Is this a case of a filly saying, where has distance been all my life?
Yeah, I think it's a real scenario and a real possibility. The only concern I have is you've got another speed horse drawn just to her outside, and I think the 2 of them, they have no choice but to go. But in a race like this, that's the kind of thing that I'm always looking for. Look for something that's a little bit different, that maybe all of a sudden the horse just appreciated going 2 turns. You've never gone 2 turns in her life. Now all of a sudden you do it, and she appreciates it. I think those are the kind of things that you need to sift through, especially in a race where you've got horses that they don't like to get the job done.
Good place to be in front when the real racing begins. And a positive formulator fact for the sharp number 4, Dawn Mino, over the past 3 years with 3-year-olds and up synthetic, winner last out, a 45%, a $4.25 return on investment. So this barn gets sharp horses. They keep them sharp. The 5 is Princess Royal. You mentioned that Princess Royal, another speed in this race, and the Timeform US pace projector is going to have a fast pace that could set up closers. They have Princess Royal slowly making the lead over Dawn Mino.
Yeah, I think you've got one way to go. Both of the victories, lifetime for this horse, outright on the lead. Now, the interesting thing is, Princess Royal has shown the ability in the past to pop a big number. If you think that you can go back to that June 3rd race where she earned a 79 in gate-to-wire fashion, then yeah, I mean, guess what? Not only is she going to win, she's probably going to win by 5. I just don't know that I trust her, especially with the other speed.
Did she earn that 79 buyer speed figure on June 3rd simply because she was able to shake loose, open up 3 on her competition through moderate fractions, and just felt really good about herself and kicked on home? And if that Timeform US pace projector plays out, it's going to be a completely different situation. Not only they'll be going faster early, but pressure.
Yeah, and we talk about that. You know, horses can get brave when they get out there on their own, all by them lonesome. I just can't imagine her shaking that clear of the 4 horse.
I'm going to make a case for a little bit of a long shot. The number 6, Lovin' Spoonfill, a 4-year-old filly. She's very lightly raced. So we've seen the best of several of these other horses. I'm not sure if we've seen the best out of Lovin' Spoonfill. The last few races have come on turf, and they've been okay, no great shakes. I think she's a synthetic horse, and if you go back to some of her prior synthetic races, they're all right. She just needs to get faster.
Yeah, she's going to need to improve a little bit from a speed figure standpoint, but I agree with you 100%. You look at her synthetic record, going 2 turns particularly. She hasn't done anything wrong. She's got a couple of victories in there, and she's got a couple of minor rewards. Look, if you think that the speed is going to go, there's no reason to think that she can't run on.
Similar case perhaps for the 7, Viva Forever, going turf to synthetic. And this is a move that has worked well for Viva Forever in the past.
Yeah, 2 starts back, she won by open lengths, and that was going turf to synthetic. I think the big thing and the most interesting thing for me about a horse like this is similar to what I brought up with the 4, Don Minu. You're looking for a horse, Don Minu, the first time she had stretched out, boom, that's, you got a victory. Viva Forever, the only time she's gone 2 turns on synthetic, you have a 4 1/4 length victory. I understand it was against non-winners of 2, much, much cheaper. Maybe the class is the problem and she can't quite get through. If you just look at it from a figure standpoint, she fits with these based on that run 2 back.
Nice claim from the 8, Brighter Ideas. 2 starts back, taken for 20, stepped her up for 40 in a maiden. She won by 3 comfortably, by far and away her best Beyer speed figure. Now I know you like these kind of horses that may take 10, 11 starts, but once they get the feel of winning, they got the hang of it real quick.
Yeah, she normally would fit everything that I'm looking for. I guess my problem is even with that victory, and who knows, maybe she takes another step forward. Maybe not from a Beyer standpoint, but she does need to improve there. From a time form standpoint, she is really, really slow. She needs to pick it up in a big way.
9, Marcher Down the Alley, 3rd last time out on turf sprinting. I thought maybe a little bit too conservatively handled that day. She broke really well and was rated all the way back to last, and she had to alter course to the outside mid-stretch. Was passing a few tired horses late. From a class and fig standpoint, she fits in this race. From a distance standpoint, is that what she wants?
I'm terrible. I don't think she wants any part of it. You look at the times that she's gone 2 turns or a rod of ground, she's giving up ground at every sort of final call. That, to me, even if you are one of the best horses in the race, that's a recipe for failure.
Tough post for the 10, Miss Mandate, but she's going to make her 3rd start of the form cycle while moving turf to dirt. You'll notice on June the 25th, 3rd start of the form cycle, moved to turf to dirt at this level. Hey, she won at 7-1, and she finished ahead of 3 of these common foes in that grass race on September the 1st.
She's another one. You go through and look at her most recent synth races. They're far and away the best races that she's got on her page. You look at the overall record. I know she's only 1 for 6, but on synthetic anyway. I think in many ways, if you don't believe in the 3 as the most likely winner, I think you have to look at Miss Mandate and say she's one of the likelier winners.
And I agree with the Timeform US Pace Projector. They have her in that comfortable 3-wide tracking spot, and if these pace setters take the starch out of each other, it's possible this horse gets the jump on the true late runners, turning into the stretch. Pick time for race number 5, our formulator race of the day. Matt's going for a price. The 7, Viva Forever.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where, again, in a race like this where I don't trust anyone and the form is a little bit tipsy-turvy and you don't know who's going to run when and whatever the case may be, this horse, the only time she's gone 2 turns on synthetic, she has a victory, and it's a blowout victory. And I like the way that she did it that day. She never looked like a loser against inferior company. I understand that, but you know what? She can be a giant price, and I'll take a shot.
7, 3, 10, and 9 for Matt. New Sensation for me just seems like a very logical horse. Ticks a lot of boxes except for price. I would need 5-2. I'm not sure I'm going to get that in this field, but I think she seems like the most likely winner on paper. 3, 10, 6, 9 for me in race number 5 at Woodbine on Wednesday. And if you're playing the Wednesday Woodbine card, please consider DRF Bets a 10% takeout, win place takeout on 10 tracks for the remainder of the summer, but time's a ticking. Plus a $300 cash bonus. You gotta sign up for DRF Bets at drf.com/take10. Approximate post time for the 5th at Woodbine on Wednesday, 8:41 Eastern. Best of luck.